¿Cómo te sentirías si el viaje de tu vida se convirtiera en la peor de las pesadillas? Ubisoft Montreal nos lo demuestra con Far Cry 3, un videojuego donde pasaremos de mero turista a feroz guerrero. Disparos, vehículos, mundo abierto y mucha acción para un videojuego donde deberemos rescatar a nuestros amigos antes de escapar de esta locura de isla. Charlamos con Jamie King, diseñador jefe del juego, para averiguar qué es lo que podremos hacer para lograr nuestro objetivo.
I think one of the things we've really tried to concentrate on is this feeling of freedom, is this feeling of you decide how you do things. We quite often get questions from people in playtest and from people when they're kind of playing the game, builders, oh, what do I do next? And it's really like, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide where you want to go and what you want to go and engage with next. And I think that freedom of choice for players is something that you don't often get, particularly in shooters. I think having that real kind of ability to just head off and decide how you want to play the game, I think that's really the thing that sets us apart. And that the world itself, there's a real feeling of life in the world. There's a real feeling of you know, animals interacting with NPCs, interacting with other NPC types, and you get these really emergent situations where you know, you're never quite sure about how the systems are going to interact with each other, and it really gives this feeling of an organic world that's really reactive to what you do in at times. So it's really up to you to decide as a player how you want to engage with the action, how you want to engage with the gameplay. Hopefully we've structured it in a way that players kind of almost get distracted. You know, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to go and do that mission now. And when they're on their way to the mission, they see something off to one side, like they'll see the radio tower, or they'll see an outpost, or they'll see an encounter. And then they go off and they get distracted by that. And then suddenly find themselves like an hour later, like, oh yeah, I was going to go and do that mission, I remember. And then have to go back to it later on. But that's what we want. We want the world to kind of feel like it pulls you off. We have 3 different ability trees, which are based around the path of the warrior. You know, you get taken in by the Rakyat, and you sort of agree to kind of help them in their fight to kick the pirates and Vas off the island. And they have 3 totem animals. So it's the shark, the heron, and the spider. And as you progress down these paths, you're going to get more and more advanced skills, and they're loosely based around kind of the idea of more sort of assault skills, so more kind of running and gunning, more stealth skills, and then more kind of long-range skills. So the trees, the paths and the branches that you have down these skill trees will complement those kind of gameplays. So if you're really interested in moving more stealthily, you'll find a branch in the spider path, which is much more about you being more difficult to detect, being able to move more quickly when you're crouched, and that kind of stuff. So it's really up to you to decide where you put your skill points, to decide how you grow the character depending on the kind of gameplay that you want to experience.
Why are you here?